the longest time, I struggled with trying to figure out how my part should lay. A lot of times I felt like my hair was glued to my head and I couldn't move it around. It was stuck there, and if I would have moved it, it would have gotten frizzy. And I just didn't like the way my hair laid, and it just took me a while to figure out what I needed to do to change that. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Rhea, and I have dedicated this channel all to teaching you how to care for your wavy and curly hair. There's videos where I talk about how to fight frizz, how to diffuse your hair, how to just style it quickly, how to refresh your hair. Check out all of my videos that I have. Today is going to be all about how to style the front part of your hair. So in the past, when I was learning my new curly hair journey and just trying to figure out, you know, different styling techniques, I felt like my hair was glued to my head. Like I had no volume here, and I just felt like it would lay flat no matter where it was, whatever part. Usually it was part straight down the middle. And if I moved it, it would get really frizzy, and it just didn't have the versatile, like I couldn't just do this with my hair. It was just stuck in one spot. Or a lot of times it would just lay in the front like this and just be super frizzy. And I'm like, what is going on with my hair? What, you know, how do I fix this? And so today I'm going to show you my tips and tricks on styling. It's going to be straight from me out of the shower, all the products I've used, as well as whenever I style and when I blow dry the front part. So if you're wondering how to style your hair without the frizz in the front, without it laying in your face, without having that hard part, and just allowing it to move freely and still look good and not get frizzy, stay tuned and I'm going to show you. Sorry, I just got super distracted. I'm like, what is that in the screen? My son's basketball. This is what happens when you have kids in the house. So anyway, I always find random stuff in my bedroom, but stay tuned. I'm going to show you from start to finish how I style my hair. All right, so I just got out of the shower. First thing I'm going to do is go in with a curl cream. This is by Marc, and it's fantastic. I love this stuff. You can choose any curl cream. If you have thick hair, then you're going to want to use, I use about this much of my palm. If you have thinner hair, then go easy on the curl cream because it can tend to weigh your hair down. Making sure my hair stays wet as I style, I'm spraying it down a little bit more just to keep the moisture in and allow the products to distribute more evenly through my hair. I'm going to go in with this Love Your Curls Gel. Gel is a must-have in my opinion. This is by LUS Brands, and I'm going to use about that much. It helps to add a little bit, oh my hands are so slippery. It helps to add a little bit of water as well. Mix that together, and you're just going to rake it through, focusing on the ends, but don't forget the top, especially here since we're talking about our bangs. So don't forget that part. Okay, after you've applied the gel, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and brush all that through and get it distributed evenly. I choose to brush style. You can just brush it and then scrunch if you want. This I feel like distributes it better and just gives me more defined curls. But you're going to want to do the bottom part of your hair first before we move up to the bangs. So I'm going to get all this done first, and then I will show you how I do the. Okay, so here's the part y'all have been waiting for. And I'm going to show you one of the most important things, and that is making sure that you brush up and out whenever you style your front bangs. So I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to go up and make sure it's in a clump. So if it's not in a clump, which it is now, but if it's not, then just spray it with a little bit more water. So you're just going to kind of shake it, and I just throw it any which way to where I can keep track of what I've styled. And you'll be able to tell what you have styled and what you haven't based on how it looks. If it's stringy and, you know, separating, then you're going to want to redo it, or you can tell that's the area that you didn't do. Another option is what I just did, the finger coiling. You can do that. But all you're doing is making sure you brush style the front. There's times where I will just scrunch the back if I'm in a hurry, but I will not leave out brush styling the front because it's so important. So always brush up, or if you're brushing to the side, do that, but don't brush down. So you're not gonna brush your hair in a downward motion. I also try to make sure I get this back top area as well, and I'm brushing it up Okay, so you don't want to brush that part down either. Just because anywhere around this top part of your hair, you want to brush it in an upward motion. So now it looks to me, except for this part under here, that I have it all brush styled. So I'll get those little pieces done and then I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so you have a couple options before you start drying your hair. You can add mousse if you'd like. If you want more volume up here, then I highly recommend just putting a little bit of light mousse on the top. If you want it just a little bit softer looking and you don't really care too much about the volume, then you can omit the mousse. It's totally up to you. If you do want a mousse, let me grab mine. I use this all the time. It's by L'Oreal. It's called Boost It Volume Inject. And I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I do when I do use it. So I just lightly run it through my hair. Don't want the curl clumps messed up. And then I just scrunch. And always make sure you take your rings off. My rings tend to get caught in my hair and that just ruins it all. And then if you want more underneath, you can, but this is definitely gonna help with volume and frizz as well. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my favorite heat protectant. This is by EVA. There you go, now you can see it. This is by EVA NYC. It's gonna reduce drying time, which is very important to me because my hair takes forever to dry. So I love it for that reason, and also just that it's protecting my hair from further damage since I'm putting heat up against it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this in my hair. It doesn't take a lot, it's a light mist. Okay, got that done. And now when it comes time to drying your hair, you can, at this point, you can let it air dry. I am going to use a diffuser. This is my Dyson diffuser. I love it. I'll link it below. All of these products will be linked below. I go in and I hover first at a 3 speed and a 3 heat, just because it's not gonna be touching my hair. I'm hovering around. And then as I start to pixie diffuse, after my hair is about 30% dry, my roots are pretty dry, then I go in and pixie diffuse and I do a level 2 speed and a level 2 heat. So medium on that. When you are doing your bangs, I always make sure I'm not just diffusing like this. I go side to side, I'll flip to this side and I'll diffuse on this side. That'll give me just whatever part I want. It's not gonna give me a defined part. That way when it's totally dry, I can rearrange it however I want and I don't have to worry about like that hard part and it just kind of being stuck. So that's another important part on the front is you don't wanna just blow dry like this. You're gonna move it around and just avoid touching it as well. So I'll be back whenever I'm done drying. When it comes time to pixie diffusing, I usually only pixie diffuse this area, the back side, not so much the front. When I pixie diffuse here, I just feel like my hair looks funny in the front. Like it lays weird, it doesn't lay freely, I guess. It feels more constricted. I always just pixie diffuse here and avoid the front, and then I'll just hover, you know, a little bit in the front to try to get that part dried. All right, it's dry. I'm gonna go in with this BioSilk Silk Therapy Lite. It's about that much. Rub it through my hands. And then I'm just gonna scrunch it to scrunch out the crunch. And this is also gonna add shine, help with frizz. Okay, if you are done and you look at it and you're like, oh, my hair, I just don't like how it's laying, which actually I'm good with this because I always do this to kind of mess with it. But if there's a spot in your hair that you don't like one curl strand that just looks funky, you can always just re-wet that one strand and then finger coil it and just spot treat certain areas. All right, that's it for today. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments below. Let me know what techniques you find that work best for your hair. And I'd love to hear whether this worked for you as well. So thanks so much for watching and subscribe for more. Have a great day.